Hey guys, John here from Sonic Drive Studio. I hope you're all doing well and welcome back to the channel once again. Today we're finally gonna check out my newly acquired but used Mesa Boogie single rectifier solo head 50, the Series 1 version. And let me tell you, this amp really is a beast. I didn't know what to expect, but yeah, this thing has been absolutely awesome. Now before we really dive in and check out what this amplifier can do, let's check out how this amplifier sounds on the red channel on the modern mode using my ESP LTD Iron Cross James Hetfield model with the EMG Hetset for some Metallica inspired riffs, because this amplifier really brought that style out in me. Okay, let's check it out and enjoy. Alright, that sounded awesome. So that was the LTD Iron Cross straight into the amplifier, so with no boost pedal up front or anything like that. And as you can hear, this amplifier sounds pretty darn tight, even without a boost pedal up front. Especially for a rectifier. And let's be honest, a lot of you guys only like your rectifiers with a boost pedal up front to make it sound more tight, but I don't think that this amplifier needs it. But yeah, it has that nice grind in the treble region going on and those scooped mids, so it does sound typical rectifier. You know, in your face and raw basically. But it does sound different than my other rectifiers. I also own a 3-channel dual rectifier solo head and a mini rectifier. And it does sound unique when you compare it to those rectifiers, which I will do in a video soon, by the way. So yeah, it just sounds more aggressive, tight, gnarly, and in your face. It's awesome. So yeah, I am a rectifier fan, thanks to a lot of my favorite artists, obviously Metallica, Dream Theater, and a bunch of sort of nu metal bands that use these amplifiers. I just love that rectifier sound. And I got this single rectifier used recently, and it's in great shape. And these are quite affordable in the used market, so I actually recommend checking these out. And for some reason, the single rectifiers do get a little bit of a bad rep, but that's quite unwarranted in my honest opinion. Because this might be the best rectifier that I've ever played, and that says something. So today we're going to dive in and explore what kind of tones this amplifier has to offer, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. So it's obviously a 50-watt amplifier with two 6L6 tubes in the power section, and we've got 2 channels. We've got the green channel, so channel 1 with the clean and pushed mode, and then channel 2, the red channel with the vintage and modern mode. So this is revision 1. This is the first revision. I think mine is like number 248 or something, so it's quite an early version, but there's also a revision 2. And one of the things that the second revision adds is another mode to channel 2, and that's the raw mode. And this one only has the vintage and modern modes. So yeah, it's a pretty simple amplifier. 2 channels, we've got an effects loop, but I've heard very bad things about it, so I don't really use it. We've also got this solo level for the solo boost, and this master volume over here, and yeah, that's it, pretty straightforward. For all the clips in this video, I'm running the amplifier into my Red 7 amplification Amp Central reactive load and then into OwnHammer cabinets, and the exact cabinets will be noted during the clips. Now let's have some fun and see what this amplifier can do. And let's start with clean tones on channel 1, so the green channel on the clean mode. And I'm going to use my ESP LTD Phoenix 1000 Deluxe, the red one with the Fishmans, on the neck pickup. So that's the Fishman Fluence Mdrn Alnico pickup, which is becoming my favorite pickup for clean tones. I am using a pedal up front, my Laney Black Country Customs Secret Path reverb pedal, which is a great sounding reverb pedal, not in the loop, just up front for some nice ambience. Okay, let's see how this clean channel sounds. Check it out. Quite nice. That's not a bad clean sound at all. Very cool. I like it. Now let's go to the pushed mode on the clean channel. And that mode is actually great for some classic and raw sounding sort of crunch tones. So it does sound unique and sort of recto-y, but it does have a very nice and sort of British sound to it. So let's try a classic crunch with my Gibson Les Paul Standard 60s on the Seymour Duncan JB bridge pickup. Let's see how that sounds. Check it out. That was a nice sound, definitely quite classic and vintage sounding for a rectifier. So that makes this amplifier pretty versatile actually. Okay, now let's move on to channel 2, as that's where the real magic is with this amplifier, in my opinion and for my taste anyway. And let's start with a nice rock section using my Gibson Les Paul Custom on the bridge pickup. And let's start with the vintage mode. And let's see how that mode sounds with this guitar. It should sound pretty massive. Check it out. very nice. That definitely reminds me of something like the Foo Fighters. I think around the 1x1 era they used rectifiers, and this sounds quite like that. So it definitely has that rectifier flavor going on. What's interesting about this amplifier is that the EQ responds quite different than on my dual rectifier, for example. I can crank up the presence control quite a bit on this amplifier, and that really opens the amplifier up and makes the mids come more forward. And the treble control introduces more top and fizz, so that's quite interesting. It's almost as if the presence and treble controls are switched around. But yeah, you can do some pretty drastic EQ moves on this amplifier, especially with the presence control, which is cool. Okay, now let's go to the Mdrn mode on channel 2, which you've also heard in the intro with the Iron Cross guitar. And that was with active pickups. Now we're going to check it out with passive pickups using my ESP LTD Phoenix 1000 Deluxe Quilted Maple with Seymour Duncan SH5 Custom in the bridge in drop C. Let's see how that sounds. Check it out. Sweet! I love that typical rectifier sound, and this amplifier, again, definitely delivers that in spades. Raw and in your face, but at the same time quite tight, and definitely not as loose and fat sounding as my dual rectifier. No boost needed just yet. Now let's go lower with a baritone guitar, my ESP LTD EC401B baritone to be precise, and drop A flat with the EMG 81 in the bridge. So let's see how the Mdrn mode handles a baritone guitar. Check it out. yeah, that sounded awesome. And again, still no boost pedal needed. Now I want to try one of my favorite extended range guitars, my Ibanez M80M Meshuggah 8-string, again through the red channel on the modern mode. But for this tone, I am going to use a boost pedal, my GubTech Mad Honker to be precise, on the right side, so that's the 33 mode, but with the bass, treble, and level controls enabled for fine-tuning the tone, just cutting some bass, boosting some treble and level. Okay, let's go ahead and check it out right now. That was one sick 8-string tone. Definitely very Meshuggah-esque, which of course was the goal with that tone. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is loop some riffs, the riffs with my Les Paul Custom to be precise, and then tweak all the controls so that you guys can hear how they react and how all the controls sound. Let's check it out. so as you can hear, some of the controls on this amplifier definitely react in an interesting way. Very cool. So that was the Mesa Boogie single rectifier solo head 50. I really like this amplifier and I'm super stoked that I got this. I think it sounds awesome, and as I said before, I definitely think that this is one of the best sounding rectifiers that I've ever played, and I mean that. And obviously this isn't a sponsored video, because Mesa Boogie hasn't been making these amplifiers for years. And like I said, I am going to do a shootout soon between this one, my dual rectifier, and my mini rectifier, so stay tuned for that. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe down below, as that really helps the channel out. I'd hugely appreciate that. And you can also follow Sonic Drive Studio on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you guys so much, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers!